I'm going to show you guys how to install this Hamilton 12HF home humidifier. I have a gas furnace, and so I'm actually replacing a previous humidifier, so I have already had some things done already. I'm going to reuse this, which connects your return line to the humidifier, and I'm going to use the same tubing that I had before, which is basically just a saddle valve. They give you this, and you just clamp it on there and tighten the screw, and it will self-tap into your hot water line, or your cold water line. And so then you're going to take, after you've installed your humidifier here, I'm going to install this, the electrical controller. This will go onto the same hot side. So next I'm going to install this. This is the electrical controller into the hot side, and they give you this little template for the screw holes and this hole here, which is where it can sense the temperature of the air. All right, so we got the holes drilled, screws are in. So this just sits in here like that. So next I'm going to send the power lines from outlet to the humidistat here, to the terminal labeled COM. Now I don't have one that's named COM, it's just C, so there's a couple other ones on there, but I'm going to go with the one called C. And then I'm also going to connect the other power line to this controller here, the 24 volt AC, the one on the right side here. Another thing to note, because I have a central air gas furnace, I have the dip switches set to high, so all the dip switches are down. But depending on your unit, you might need to do something different. Okay, so once you're done with that, the wiring should look like this. The two power lines coming in. They did not give me more of these little quick connects. There's only 2 of them, but I need 4, so I'm going to need to run to the store and grab some. And they also did not give me a template for cutting out this. So I'm going to assume that what needs to be cut out for the humidistat is this internal rectangle here in the middle. So hopefully that's a good assumption. Okay, so again, we got the power line coming in to the 24 volt AC. And then we have the other power line coming to the C terminal, to the humidifier or humidistat. And I connected this white wire to the other 24 volt AC on the power supply controller. And then I have the other one coming to the no terminal on the humidistat. Okay, so the next step with the wiring, we connect the 24 volt DC to the valve terminals up here. It doesn't say which way to do it. I'm gonna give it a shot and hope for the best. Okay, wiring's done. Temperature sensors mounted onto the vent, and now I'm going to install the humidistat onto the return valve or return line. Again, doesn't say. It says you need to be 6 inches above the humidifier, but I don't have much room up there, and I already have some holes down here. I'm going below. I don't see how that would be a problem. And again, I don't have a template for cutting out the hole, but I'm just going to go with this internal rectangle and then put in some holes for the screws. It should be good to go. Okay, they didn't give us much wire here, so I had to put an extension on and mounted the humidistat onto the return line. There's a couple gaskets that came with it. I put the small one under here. Actually, you probably see it's hanging out, but and then there's another one that's supposed to go here, but I had a pain. It was a pain to put on there, so I just gave up on it. don't really need it. And there's a little slot on the bottom for the wires, so make sure to look for that. And so yeah, now I am going to install the filter in. So it just goes in. It's labeled bottom on one side. There you go. Bottom, I'm not sure if you can see that. So just drops in like that. And then you just push it in. Okay, so I turned the heat on and it looks like it's working. The light's on here, green. Periodically I see it turn blue and I hear the water kick on. I'm feeling the filter, whatever you want to call it. It does feel damp, so I think it's working. So now I'll just put the cover on here. There's a screw that goes in here, and we're done. So there's the blue light. It should be kicked on. I think we're good. Okay, so day 2, humidifier is working great. Putting this humidistat down low instead of up here didn't seem to affect the performance. Working fine for me. One thing to note: this drain line needs to go outside or to a drain. So that's a requirement for this system. There's some air leaking out from around some of these plastic corners. There's some gaps. I might be able to fix that with a gasket or something, but it's not too bad. This screw here does not remain captive. You have to take it out every time, so it's only a matter of time till that black screw gets lost. It's kind of annoying, but yeah, the system's working well. I would recommend getting this tape here, this metallic aluminum tape, and just putting around the border just to prevent air from escaping. But other than that, the system's working well. I mean, for the price, I'm pretty pleased with it, so take care. All right, guys, quick update. I've been using this for a few weeks now. Hasn't been great, and I'll show you what I did. It's working good now, but it took some time. When I turned the thermostat up, the water would run constantly. It would keep draining down this tube. If I turn it down to a certain point, it would completely shut off. I could never find a happy medium where it was like running just the right amount. So I moved the thermostat from here up to here. That didn't do anything. I moved it over to the hot side. That didn't do anything. And finally what I did is I just mounted it, or changed the power supply from the transformer to the board of my furnace, which is around the corner, which I'll show you in a minute. And all I did was basically take, instead of these leads coming from the transformer, I have them coming from the board of the furnace. And so you just take the line from your humidistat here, and you have this run. The one that would go to your transformer now runs to my furnace board. And the one that comes off of this controller that would have gone to the transformer is also going to the transformer. Now this one's going to go to the W, and this one is going to go from the controller to the C, the common. And so I'll show you over here what that looks like. I need to clean up these wires, of course, but I have them coming in, and then down to the board. And it goes from the humidistat to this, hopefully you can see this okay, the W, and then from the controller to the C. And that makes the humidifier only turn on when the furnace is on. And so far it's been working great. Right amount of water only is used when the furnace is running, so it's perfect. Hope that helps.